Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube video. I am Danielle.
I'm Phil.
Faye. Today we're going to do a review on the top 10 most popular foods here in Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Hope you enjoy. Well, this has got to be the most obvious one. Maple syrup! Not to be confused with pancake syrup though, but it can be used on your pancakes and waffles. In fact, 80% of the world's maple syrup is said to be made here in Canada, and 2/3 of that is made in Quebec. Also, it takes 40 years for a tree to grow big enough to take the sap, and 40 liters of sap only makes 1 liter of maple syrup.
It's a lot of waste.
I know. So the next time you decide to throw that bottle out, or the jar, get every last drop. Next up, said to have been invented in the 1950s in rural Quebec. Here's the story, guys. So, a long-haul truck driver decided to add cheese curds to his french fries. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Poutine! Which, by the way, is Quebec slang for a mess. Which is what the restaurant owner called it when he was asked to put cheese curds on french fries. He said it was a hot mess. Now we add gravy to it, and this scrumptious concoction took the 10th place spot on the 2007 CBC Special Greatest Canadian Inventions. Beating who? The Bloody Caesar.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. It's a famous Canadian drink, also known as the hangover cure. It includes vodka, tomato juice, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
What he said.
Go Phil.
Celery, beans, and the glass rimmed with salt.
Ugh.
So Danielle, would that be your go-to drink for the night?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Appleton and Coke, please.
Moving from tart and savory to sweet and delicious, we have the Nanaimo bar. A dessert created in 1954 from British Columbia. Its name originates from the city of Nanaimo in the Vancouver Islands. The dessert is made in layers, a wafer and coconut crumb bottom, custard-flavored icing in the middle, topped with chocolate. The dessert can be customized to personal liking, featuring flavored custard such as mint, mocha, or peanut butter. That sounds like a dessert sandwich on drugs to me.
I agree.
So, if you're a sweet mouth like me, you should try next up on our list. Butter tarts!
Butter tarts.
My mouth is watering. It's a Canadian flaky pastry made from butter, sugar, syrup, and eggs.
That does sound Canadian.
It surely does. It's so good, I gave it a nickname. You want to guess what it is?
What's that?
What is it?
My comfort buddy.
Fitting.
Comfort buddy. So if you're having relationship problems, job stress, or end of term college stress,
Sign me up.
Pick me.
you may want to get you a comfort buddy.
Or a dozen.
Or it doesn't.
Listen. The next up is something meant to also be sweet, but takes a deceiving turn, would be the tourtière. Tourtière.
Tear.
It is a meat pie traditionally eaten at New Year's Eve in Canada, made in the late 19th century and early 20th. Originally made in Quebec, it often includes pork, cloves, onions, other vegetables, and potatoes in a pie crust. You could also make it with veal or beef, depending on your taste. Definitely not a surprise dessert you would want to bring to Christmas, where half of your family would probably laugh with you and the other half would glare at you for the rest of the happy holidays.
Speaking about meat, Danielle, have you heard of Montreal smoked meat? Well, it's a combination of deli meats, and what they do is they cure beef brisket along with spices. And it's smoky, bold flavors. You can have a party in your mouth and let it tickle your palate. And your breakfast just ain't breakfast without some good old bacon. But not just any bacon. What kind of bacon?
Canadian bacon.
Of course.
That's right. It's bacon in the form of sliced ham. Once you try it, you'll never ever want a long, boring piece of bacon ever again.
Never. All right, guys. So get your list. Here we go. Deep fried dough, topped with hazelnut spread, Reese's Pieces, peanut butter, and cinnamon sugar. I think I gained 10 pounds just saying that.
Gained 10 pounds just thinking about it.
Beaver tails.
You know something, Danielle? My first week in Canada, I'm an international student. My first week in Canada, a friend of mine told me, you have to try a beaver tail. And I was like, oh, why would I want to eat the tail from a beaver? And she looked at me and she said, no, silly, it's just in the form of a beaver tail. Did you like it? I loved it. It was delish.
Delish. So since its debut in 1978, they say enough beaver tails have been made and sold to make a straight line end to end and tail to tail from Prince Edward Island all the way to British Columbia.
That's a cross-country trip.
It's cross-country tail.
And finally on the list, we have, with a drum roll, ketchup chips.
That drum roll was for ketchup chips? Really? Really?
I'm so sorry. This one likely comes as a surprise, along with a face of disgust to anyone in the Eastern Hemisphere, since the idea of ketchup on a potato chip is honestly kind of gross.
Except
To everyone
Karen.
except Karen.
Karen. She puts ketchup on everything.
Everything. Ketchup on everything.
The seasoned chip was made in the early 70s by Hostess, now known as Lay's. Funny enough, as a Canadian native, I didn't even know ketchup chips were exclusively Canadian until about a year ago.
Shame on you, Phil. What?
Honestly, this would come as a surprise to many Canadians. As many as 9 out of 10 Canadians didn't know these chips were found in our homeland.
Wow.
Although, how much more Canadian can you get than a red and white potato chip?
I wonder if they sell them in the Bahamas.
I know they definitely don't sell them in the US.
They ain't in Jamaica either.
Well, there we have it, the top 10 foods and snacks made and originating in the Great White North. While these aren't traditional Canadian diet per se, we still do enjoy our home's foods and delicacies, as obscure and gross as some of these are. Does anyone even really eat meat pie anymore? And honestly, people, don't go trying to put ketchup on a regular chip. You just won't like the result. They come in bags for a reason. Oh, Canada, people.
Oh,
Oh, Canada.